Hello guys and welcome to another plan with me. This week is the week of April 3rd through the 9th, so the week of Easter, and I have the Books and Balloons kit from ScribblePrintsCo. This is my second time using this kit. I used it the original when it was a mystery. This is the reformat, but I do gotta say, I'm pretty sure both times it never made it to my main planner. It was the Plan With Me planner. Both times we have the washi strip. This is an older format, obviously. Then I do have a build your own bundle here. It's in all sorts of directions, but I'm just using the confetti headers. This page is standard. We're using Botanical 3 underlays and Pixie Hollow. Well, we're using Pixie Hollow for everything. We have the Book 2 washi here, as well as Bow 4, and then this page is standard. I also just have these. I accidentally foiled them hollow when I was working on someone's order, so I just kept them for myself. My planner is from Printpression, as well as the inserts. I always open up to this page, which is the most annoying of all pages because it has so many little flaps. But yeah, we're gonna just get started. How is everybody? I have so many videos to film today. This is the first one, so you're getting me peak energy before I lose it all. So let's pull out all of the full boxaroos that we have. 8, 9, 10, 11. We do need 10 boxes. Honestly, I think I'm gonna get rid of the outfit because I don't care too much about that. I need the headers. Here we are. Oh. My hair is like tucked. I'm wearing like a shirt with a hood right now, which I literally hate hoods because I hate the feeling of your hair being tucked in it. It's so nasty. So this week was the week of Easter. First things first, on Monday we did our usual payday, post office drop, groceries, McDonald's. And we came home and I was finishing up watching Perfect Match on Netflix. Both Andrea and my sister had mentioned it to me, so I was like, whatever. I can't watch anything that I have to like seriously pay attention to while I work unless I've already seen it, and this is just some lighthearted trash TV, so I was like, okay, that'll be fine. And it was literal garbage, but we watched it. I sure did. It was a show. Can't say I hope that there's more seasons because it was really bad, but I have the information. Then I worked. I also did laundry. Oh, I was gonna start laundry today and I just didn't. No, I don't think I have time, but whatever. And I planned that evening. We're gonna be using the Days of the Week Font Choice 5 unfoiled from my shop. Pop these in, and then I'm going to be using the whole covers and the date numbers that come in the bundle. But if you would like just a full sheet of them, it is whole 3, as well as font 5 for the date numbers, which matches these days of the week. Here it is. Where's the 3? So that was pretty much Monday. This week was, honestly, there's a little bit to talk about on Tuesday, but it was a pretty boring week because it was mainly just work. But Tuesday we did work, watched YouTube. I was very anxious this week. I think honestly I'm PMSing, and that always affects my mental health. So I was feeling a bit nervous this day, just an overall nervous energy. And then we actually drove out to Kalahari, which is like an indoor water park. Can we first talk about how overpriced it is? Just for the hotel room per night, it's like over $200. And then the tickets to like the water park is like an additional like $80. And then if you want to do the arcade, you have to like buy tickets for that. And then if you want to do bowling, you have to pay for that separately. And it's just like, damn. That shit a waste of money. It's cheaper to just go to Disney World. Like, holy shit. Tickets there are like $100 a person. It's like $20 more, and it's Disney World. And you don't have to pay extra to do everything else. Okay, what the fuck? There we go. So we did do that. We went to like a Mexican restaurant there, And it was so funny. So like I asked if I could do the fajitas with just the vegetables, and the guy was like, oh my god, yeah, absolutely. And then he proceeded to think I was a vegetarian, and like I'm not. I just don't really like meat all that much. And so he was like, okay, you'll have to get the black beans. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, because I'm sure they're like, in my head, like I didn't have the heart to break it to him that I wasn't vegetarian, because he was just trying so hard. And when I asked for it with just the vegetables, I was just expecting a heaping plate of like fajita, peppers, and onions, right? That's all I really wanted in life. Nah, this comes out and it's like an entire, and I mean entire, head of cauliflower and mushrooms predominantly, and there's like maybe half of a bell pepper's worth of peppers and half of an onion's worth of onions, and so it was quite disappointing, honestly. Quite disappointing. So we did that, and then the kids weren't with them because her grandparents, who was like one of the main reasons, well, the main reason they came to Texas is because her grandmother lives here in Texas, not like here in Austin, but she the grandparents had the kiddos and were like getting them dinner and such. So we waited for them to be dinner. We met up with them at the arcade. And so I had seen Kennedy. If you guys watched my last week's plan with me when we went to the zoo, me, Caitlin, her grandmother, and Kennedy. And so I had already seen Little Miss, but I hadn't seen Carter yet. And he like just has a special place in my heart, because he's like of all my friends who have kids, like he was the first. He's just like my little baby. And so I got to see him a little bit. Then we came home and I did some reading. I think I was finishing up, it's the only day I read this week. Yeah, I finished The Perfect Son by Lauren North, and it was pretty good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Really kept me guessing. I absolutely did not figure out the twist. So there was that. And then Wednesday, girls night. I started the day with a YouTube binge, then I did some filming, and then I did a bit of work. I actually worked by myself, which has been literally years since I did that. But I got like 5 or so orders done, which was good, and I did that. And then my dad asked me if I wanted to call him on he was like, is it girls night? You want to call me on your drive? I was like, sure. So I talked to him for my car ride. Almost got into an accident this day though. It was like actually really fucking scary. Essentially, I was driving, I'm paying attention to the car in front of me, as, you know, one does while they drive, and the car in front of me was, in fact, not paying attention to the car in front of them, and then they slammed on their brakes, and I was, like, driving like this. I had to, like, go like that with my car to, like, avoid the accident. It was so scary, and I was quite shaken up about it. Yeah, hated that journey. But me and Andrea went out to dinner. We went to this, like, Latin food place, I believe. It was like Latin, I think is what it said on the menu. Couldn't really tell you. Couldn't even tell you the name of it. Do not know. But we went there, and the waiter was new, and he was very unsure of anything, which is fine when you're new. First, like, I ordered a Diet Coke. Andrea has been on to Coke Zero, and so she asked if they had Coke Zero. He's like, I don't know. I can go check. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then they had this like bean dip, and it came with goat cheese on top, and if you know me, you know goats are one of my biggest fears. I absolutely hate them, so I don't want their fucking cheese. So I was like, is it possible to get this with like a different type of cheese? If not, can I get it with no cheese? He was like, I don't know, I'm new. And I'm like, okay. He's like, let me go check. And instead of going to check, he brings the whole ass chef out. The whole chef is at our table. And the chef, you can like tell, he kind of thinks that this is gonna be like some crazy question. He's like, what can I do for you? What's the question? And I was like, yeah, can I just get this with like not goat cheese? And he was just like, yeah. Like so perplexed as to why he was brought all the way over to our table. He was like, what kind do you want? And I was like, well, what do you got? And he was like, oh, we have like cheddar, mozzarella, or queso fresco. And I was like, yeah, give me some queso fresco. Mind you, there was approximately 0.25 ounces of cheese on the entire thing, so might as well just got none and avoided the whole situation. Why is Pixie Hollow so good? Because it was quite irritating. Like, it was just quite an extensive process for literally that tiny ass amount of cheese, but I digress. That happened, and then we played some games. What did we play that day? Honestly, gonna have to reference the little appy poo. I guess you guys probably don't care that much, but I like to tell ya, okay? We played Cartographers, Flamecraft, Welcome to, 2 games of New York Zoo, and 3 games of Happy City. Very fun night, always. But later in the evening, we were, you know, feeling a bit peckish. So she was like, I kind of want ice cream. And I'm like, I bet. So we got like some late night McDonald's. She got a M&M McFlurry because she's obsessed with M&Ms. And I just think it's funny because for any flurry flavor ever in the world, I don't think I would ever pick M&M, ever. But that's her jam. So she got that. I got a chocolate shake and risked the stomach ache, which I did not get, which is shocking because I'm very lactose intolerant. I don't get like the shits, but I kind of wish I would, because instead I just get like this terrible stomach ache that feels like a literal rock in my stomach, and it's horrifying. But it didn't happen, which is shocking. We also split a large fry, and it was glorious. I loved everything about it. Then Thursday, literally just worked all day and had a really late night, and I was tired, and that was literally everything. I think this is when I also began my rewatch through of 13 Reasons Why. Does anybody know if there's going to be a 4th season? Because it kind of leaves on a cliffhanger, and I'm assuming COVID happened, and that was that. But if anybody has an update on that, let a girl know, because I'd like to know. Friday I worked, and then the new episodes of Love is Blind dropped, so of course I watched them. Fuck Jackie, she's a dumb bitch. Hate her. I mean, don't give her hate, because I would never like actually send somebody hate, but like she'd be looking like a fool. Watched YouTube, watched more 13 Reasons Why, and again, I was really in my head feeling anxious this day. And then Saturday was game night. I had the stuff to make a yellow cake with chocolate frosting because I was originally going to make that for Easter, but that was back when it was just gonna be like me and Chris and Nick's parents, and that was it. And so like I wasn't embarrassed because they've all had my like real baking before, but then the neighbors were coming and I just couldn't handle that amount of embarrassment of looking like that's my level of baking skills. So I was like, whatever, I have the stuff, let me just make it for game night. So I made that in the morning, and then worked, watched more 13 Reasons Why, and then we had game night, which we played. So just left that up. I did. We finished our first campaign game, which was My City, and it was great, wonderful, love. So we finished that, and then we played Above and Below and Welcome To. We had like an earlier game night because it was Easter the next day, and they had lots of things to prepare. So we left, and then well, we also got barbecue for dinner. Hated it. I got just a grilled cheese off the kids menu. It was just like a really sad grilled cheese, but it was fine. And then I came home and watched some Love Island. And then Sunday morning I got up and baked Easter dessert, which I made a iced lemon loaf. It was pretty good. I'm gonna get an April month sticker in hollow, font choice 5. So I baked, and my dad FaceTimed me, which was so random. I'm not sure I really have ever maybe like once or twice since moving FaceTimed with my dad, but it's usually like on my accord of like me calling him, but like he FaceTimed me, which was kind of cute. So I FaceTimed with him while I was doing my baking, and we just chatted. I did a little bit of work, did some designing work. So it's so freaking pretty. And then went to the Rayvert's house and had the kids, did like an egg hunt, and we just kind of like hung out. I read Theo about 6,000 books per usual. Anytime I see that little cutie pie, all he wants is for me to read books. And so like gotta do what you gotta do. So I read all the bookie poos, and then we had Easter dinner, which Andrea smashed per usual. There was so much food, there was. Let me see if I can even begin to remember everything. We had ham, mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, Cobb salad with like a put your own toppings on it type situation. So nobody got shit they didn't want, which as a picky gal, love that. Green bean casserole, biscuits, some sort of cabbage, carrots. Oh my god, I'm definitely macaroni and cheese. I feel like I'm definitely missing something. Then we had cookies, cupcakes, my lemon loaf, pie for dessert. It was intense. Well, the neighbors were still there. We did play some games with them, a couple of party games. We played Chameleon and Tapple. And then, you know what? I didn't put those in here. I'm putting them in. One moment, please. Okay, the Spanish version came up. Chameleon. Yeah, I had that, very much so incorrect. Why is this word so hard to spell? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, spelling, bad at it. I've been bad at it my entire life. And I don't think it's probably ever going to change. We played that on the 9th. As well as Tapple. I can spell that. That's pretty simple. I didn't really like either of them, I guess. They were like fine and not something I would ever choose to play. But we played those with the neighbors, and then when they left, we stayed and had like a normal game night, make up for like our half game night, our short game night. Where are my skizzies? There they are. And we played Flamecraft, Happy City, New York Zoo, Azul, Master Chocolatier, and then we brought it back to the basics and played some Unstable Unicorns, which was one of our first games as a group. And I was literally so tired this night. Like, it had just been a long week, a long day. It had been long, period. And so I was quite literally exhausted, and I passed the fuck out when we got home nearly immediately. I don't think I even like watched anything. Okay, let's get the headers on. That's like the setup for what went on this week. What did you guys do for Easter? What are your Easter traditions? Did you have any growing up? Growing up, all holidays, my dad had us, my parents were divorced since I was like 4.5. So I don't really have any memories of us like being together, the four of us, like me, my dad, and my sister, and my mom for holidays, or before Haley was born. Don't have any of those memories. But my dad always had us the night before. And so on Easter morning, we would get up and do like the Easter things around the house. I feel like a lot of years we got like a bicycle for Easter, like a new one once we had grown out of our old ones. And we would go to my great uncle who has since passed away. Went to his house, and his house was crazy. He like worked a lot in like, he was like kind of like an auctioneer, I think. I don't really know a ton about him. He also had a pizza shop. He was a character, but his house was very eclectic, but there was always like, it was almost like you were at like a hotel with like the buffets of food that were there. Like platters and platters and platters of chocolate covered strawberries, candies, hams. And they always had this weird bread that like, it wasn't like, what is it? It's called like toad in a hole or something. It's like when you do it with like one slice, but it was an entire loaf of bread where like the middle was carved out and there was like egg and ham in it. I don't really know. It was disgusting. I didn't eat that. No way, Jose. But we'd do that, then we'd go to my mom's house and do Easter with her. Those are my childhood memories of the good old Easter times. And I literally couldn't tell you anything else about Easter as a child, but I do distinctly remember always going to my Uncle Richie's. Okay. We will put a quote on this. We'll do the perfectly imperfect. It's kind of cute. I feel like I haven't used a quote in like a hot minute because I just use what's in the bundle and I'm too lazy to pull out anything else. Is truly what it comes down to. I'm gonna do the other one of these on our girl here. Can do this on here and on here, and then I think I'll do quotes on the other 2 boxes. These will just go in D-stash. We will do the killing it every damn day because I am killing it, putting it out in the world. And the I can and I will watch me. Seems like a good one to put in. And that's the base, and we will zoom in for the day by day. Okay guys, I literally can't with how pretty Pixie Hollow is. I do have this, I think I grabbed Professional Overthinker for the sidebar. I believe that shop is called Nerds the Word Sticker Co. But I'm really not positive. Okay, so we got all the things. We have our classic 5 little things in the top of Monday. Pretty much always be doing a combo of these things every single Monday for the most part. There we go. Okay, so the first thing I will be marking is payday. I am using the miniature icon, mini icon sampler, as well as a payday script. I am using a custom multi in the February font, but you can always get the February font sampler if you did miss it. But make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook so you don't miss any of the fonts in the future. We've got the mail in Pixie Hollow from the mini icons sheet, as well as a PO drop from that same custom. We've got a grocery cart from the mini icons, as well as groceries from the same custom. We've got a hash brown from SPC, as well as a McDonald's from that same custom. And then we have a little Netflix laptop, and I'm just gonna write in here with this Sharpie S-Gel pen. Perfect match. Okay, then down at the bottom, we are gonna mark that we worked, and did laundry, and planned. The only thing I hate about using an older kit is that there's not a lot of the quote-unquote big little things. I do use them quite a bit. I feel like this washi strip is quite comparable though, so we'll pop that in. So for work, I have the printer from SPC, as well as work from my custom multi. For laundry, we've got the laundry basket from the mini icons and Pixie Hollow, and then the laundry is from that custom multi. Then we got the sticker from SPC, which I do have a code with SPC. Use Hannah10 to save 10% off, and then a plan script from my custom multi. Okay, the first thing we're gonna mark over here is work. And then I will mark that I had a YouTube binge and that I was feeling nervous. Just feeling a bit nervous, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Okay. So for work, I've got this little Maru, is that what it's called, from Paper and Milk, and then I have a work script from my custom multi. Then we've got the movie clapper from the mini icons sheet, as well as YouTube binge from the custom multi. Then we've got this little kind of like worn out looking face from the Coffee Monsters Co. with a custom feeling nervy from my shop that is in font choice 6. Moving on to the bottom, I don't love the patterns really. I only like the purple and pinks because the other two you can't really tell what the color is. But I'm going to use this to mark getting dinner with Brian and Caitlin, and then I will use this label to mark seeing the kids, and then I will use something else to mark that I read. We'll use the big little thing in go. Okay, so for dinner with Brian and Caitlin, I have the fork and the knife, the cutlery icon that is in the bundle, but you can get a whole sheet of it. Also, this is the first time we got dinner together, the four of us, and it never happened until we moved to Texas. We've got the heart from the bundle, but again, you can get a whole sheet of it. See the kids. And then I have the book icon, same thing. It's from the bundle, but you can get a full sheet, as well as the read from my custom multi. Then we'll move on to Wednesday. The first thing I will be marking is that I had a YouTube binge. Use orange. Then I filmed. This is technically the green pattern. So there's that. And I worked. So for YouTube binge, we got the movie clapper from the bundle, but again, you can get a full sheet, as well as the YouTube binge from my custom multi. We've got the camera icon from my shop and a film icon from my bundle. And then we've got the computer icon from my shop, as well as a work script from that custom multi. Then down here, I'm going to grab a little thing to mark talking on the phone with my dad. And then me and Andrea got dinner, played games. I guess I'll use this maybe. And got the good old McDonald's. Sway. Okay. Okay, so for talking on the phone with my dad, I've got the little phone icon from the mini icons sheet and the with dad from my custom multi. I've got the place setting icon in Pixie Hollow, as well as a custom with Andrea, and this is in the April font of the month. Then I have the playing card icon, as well as a custom Gaming Girlies unfoiled font choice 6. Then I've got the fast food icon from the mini icons sheet in a McDonald's custom and font 6 in Hollow. And that's the first half. Moving on to the second half. First things first is that I worked and then had TV time. I was watching, this is the day I started the 13 Reasons Why rewatch. Okay, did you guys ever read the book? I did read the book also. So I've got the printer from SPC, as well as the work script from the custom multi, and then I've got the Lottie watching TV from SPC, as well as the TV time from the bundle. Down here, we will mark that we had a YouTube binge and a late night. And I was tired a frickin' F. You know how it be. Where's that? No, wrong color. Purple, purple, purple is what is next. And I really don't have anything great to use. I have a little thing, but the spot's kind of like big for a little thing, but it's what we're going with, and it needs to go the other way. Oopsie frickin' daisy. Okay, for YouTube binge, we've got the YouTube laptop from SPC, as well as the YouTube binge script. And then for late night, I've got this Sleepy Bunny from Papershire, as well as a late night script from the shop, font choice 5 unfoiled. And then for being tired, I've got the bed icon, as well as the tired as fuck script in font choice 5. Both were in the bundle though. Okay, up here we will be marking work. With this box, and I watched Love is Blind. So for work, we have got the cutting machine from SPC, as well as the work script, And then for Love is Blind, I've got the Netflix laptop, and I will write it in. Love is Blind, okay. And then had a YouTube binge. Watched 13 Reasons Why, and I was feeling anxious. Put that there, and then the weird, this is the green pattern box down here. So for YouTube binge, we've got the play button and the YouTube binge script, both in Pixie Hollow, both from the bundle. And then we've got the TV icon in Pixie Hollow, and I'm gonna write in the 13 reasons why. And then for feeling nervous again, I have a little bunny from Papershire, as well as the Feeling Nervy custom. On to Saturday, the first thing that I did was bake. So I'm gonna use a pink little thing for that. And then I worked and watched more 13 Reasons Why. I think I have one more big little thing. We'll pop her in here. Perfect. So for baking, we have got the mixer icon, as well as a bake cut script from the shop in font choice 6 unfoiled. For working, we've got the laptop from SPC, as well as the work script from the custom multi. And then for 13 Reasons Why, we have a laptop with a Netflix on it from SPC. And then we did have game night. Got barbecue. And then when we got home, I watched Love Island. This is the weird orange pattern that does not really look orange, but that's fine. So for game night, we have got this gaming lottie from SPC. I'm just gonna chop my game night custom in half to stack it. Game night. And then for barbecue, I've got the takeout bag from SPC. I don't eat barbecue at all. Oh my god. I'm just gonna do that to fill in the space. And then for Love Island, we've got the Hulu laptop, because I watch it on Hulu, as well as a Love Island custom in font choice 6. And then on to good old Easter Sunday. The first thing we are gonna mark is that I baked again, and then I talked on the phone con mi padre, and then I did a little bit of work while I was on the phone with him. So for baking, we've got the little mixing spoons from SPC, as well as the same bake script from my shop in font 6 unfoiled. Then I've got this circle icon from SPC of the phone in a custom with Dad in the November font of the month. Then for working, we've got the laptop icon from the shop, as well as the work script from my custom multi. Then down here, I'm going to mark that we had Easter dinner. Here it is. Here we go. We use that to mark Easter dinner. And then we had another game night, and I was tired a frickin' F after all of this was said and done. So we'll grab a purple. Okay, so for it being Easter dinner, I didn't really have much to mark it, so I just picked this happy bunny from Papershire, because bunnies are Eastery, right? Obviously. Then we've got another Lottie playing games, as well as a game night. This is in the April font of the month. Such a good one. I'm literally obsessed. And then for Tired as Fuck, we do have a bed icon from the mini icons sheet, and it's a Tired as Fuck script from the shop in font choice 4. And that's everything. I'm going to zoom out and show you guys the finished spread. And here she is. She is a stunner. I'm absolutely in love. And and I will show you guys everything going into my de-stash box. Got some icons and some headers, a couple of overlays, a flag and some deco, a bunch of scripts and corners and dates, some washi and date covers, a full box, a label, 2 underlays, all the half boxes and a quarter box, some labels, some movie marquees, some little things, a bunch of stuff on that sheet, and some pattern stuff, and then a few boxes on there. And that is everything, guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, then, well, give it a thumbs down. Either way, you're helping out my channel. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.